Good morning and welcome to Nature Watch. Nature Watch is sponsored by Waddell's Nursery Floral Garden and Bird Center at the corner of 12th Street and Millam Road. And now your host of Nature Watch. It is I think he's awake. I'm not sure.
Yes, I am.
I'm wondering if I am. Gary Miller here. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, I've had some coffee, so I'm awake.
I have been sucking it down since I walked in the building, let me tell you.
What a roller coaster of temperatures this week.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. We actually, at my house, I got more snow than they were predicting last Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Mm-hmm. I had altogether between 5.5 and 6 inches, which was actually more than Kalamazoo got. So I had a lake effect band that came in.
Okay, did you actually go out and measure it, or did you take into account what had fallen and melted?
Yeah, so actually it might have been more than that. That's actually what I saw. I didn't measure it, but I could actually see it out the kitchen window on top of the grill.
Okay. Oh, yeah, of course.
Which it didn't melt a whole lot there, so it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And so I didn't actually measure it, so I might be off, quarter to half an inch, but it was more than 5 inches because it was just a lot of snow. And in fact, when I got home from work yesterday, the snowman that my wife made that had lots of leaves rolled up in it was still a little pile out in the yard, and there's one of our landscape beds had a little bit of snow here and there. So I was surprised because that gets like sun all afternoon, and as warm as it was yesterday, and actually the day before it was fairly warm, but yesterday was quite warm. I was surprised to see that when I got home last night.
And the sun was shining, and it was just
it's
very
really
nice
warm.
day.
So we went from winter in about 5 or 6 days to it seemed like a summer morning today.
We
had a whole gamut of weather in one week.
We're bipolar around here, okay? That's pretty much how it is. Now, I was down in Porter County yesterday, Valparaiso area. They still had some snowbanks around, but most of their snow had melted. But east of there, though, North Liberty, southwest of South Bend, they still had snow on the grass in quite a few areas.
Yeah, well, they got a lot more snow because that lake effect and wind right down Lake Michigan and just dumped. Mm-hmm. So just a start, little precursor. Mm-hmm. I think I saw somebody post last week before the snow came in that says, "Here's your trial subscription to winter."
I reject it. It's a 3-day trial, right?
Yeah. So besides the excitement of the snow on that, we actually had northern lights this week too. So fantastic displays. We were too cloudy at my house on Tuesday night, though. I had a couple nieces south of us, actually, one of them in Indiana, that had some fantastic photos and saw lots of photos. So I did see them on Wednesday night, so that was actually fun to see. And I was actually looking at Michigan Storm Chasers' Facebook page, and they were posting different things. And somebody had posted, I think it was about 10:30, 11:15 Wednesday night, that in the Upper Peninsula, the northern lights were so bright that they could see the reflection on the snow. So, which is actually pretty cool to see. See some colored snow out there from the northern lights.
Yeah.
So big magnetic storm, and that had fantastic. You never know what they're going to do. You get some big storms. Sometimes you don't get anything with the northern lights, but they were.
That was a G5, right?
Yeah, and they were way south. I know down. I saw some postings from actually Philmont, the big scout ranch out in New Mexico. They had some photos of the northern lights. I'm like, wow.
That's south.
Yes. So it went a long way south. So with fantastic displays, though.
And didn't we start the week off with a full moon?
We did.
We've had it all here, folks.
Yeah.
This is there you go.
Michigan,
There's our
Michigan weather
show.
in a week.
Pretty much. Oh, wait. There was thunder snow, so we've had it all. Just no tornado.
Yeah, so they did. Actually, there were some cold wind whirlwinds that people had pictured posts. There was one, I think, on Storm Chasers that was posted just south of St. Joe, city of St. Joe, and out offshore and over the lake. Uh-huh. And actually, it was a double or triple little mini funnel clouds. But you get those cold air vortexes that sometimes will create that little mini tornado-like effect. Yeah. Still lots of birds around, though I did notice with the snow first part of the week that the sandhill cranes pretty well hunkered down and just sort of hid until the snow melted. But they're back in the fields, and I've seen last several mornings, I've seen lots of them, including this morning. Mm-hmm. Lots of geese, Canada geese. Still quite a few of mute swans on Barton Lake. southwest of Vicksburg. And Wednesday morning and yesterday morning, I was doing a little physical therapy for my knee. And between Vicksburg and Schoolcraft, there was quite a flock of turkeys out in the field there. I think Wednesday there was like 31, and yesterday there was like about 20 of them or so. They were all fluffed up yesterday morning because it was pretty frosty.
Oh, yeah, I believe it.
And it was interesting. Thursday morning on the way into work, it was pretty frosty Thursday morning along Portage Creek. I saw a kingfisher sitting there trying to see if he could catch a fish or so. And a belted kingfisher is actually fun to see. They tend to stay a little less visible at times, but it was neat to see sitting there just off the edge of the road.
Oh, how
sitting
cool.
on a branch, looking down at the water, watching for fish.
Wow. Okay, 2 ways that you can join us this morning. You can text in any questions, comments, etc. to 80373, or you can call us at 269-382-4280. You'll need that number right now because we are going to give away, another $20 gift card to Waddell's with a trivia question, and boy, I'm just betting this might be weather-related.
I gave him a little heads up. He doesn't know what it is, though.
That's right.
So I was looking, trying to figure out what I was going to ask trivia question. That's always a challenge sometimes, trying to come up with something that's not too difficult but not too easy. This one might take a little bit of searching. We'll see. So my question today is, what is the greatest one-day snowfall in Kalamazoo County? One-day snowfall.
I wonder if I was alive during a certain time frame.
I'm going to say that you
were
years ago, but it's probably not the one that you think.
But it's not the one. Okay, there are two. I was here for one, not here yet for the other. Well, I was on the planet. I just wasn't here.
Oh, it might have been the other one, the first one, or that last one. You weren't here in Kalamazoo area.
You know, and I'm just willing to bet that I'm just throwing out all sorts of clues out here.
Yes, you are.
269-382.
Most people our age are going to realize that there's a couple possibilities here. So.
Oh, good. 269-382-4280. Good morning, WKZO. Who is this?
Good morning. This is Judy.
Hi, Judy.
Hi, Judy.
Hi. Okay, I turned a difficult question maybe into a softball, so let's see if you can hit this.
The question was the greatest one-day snowfall in Kalamazoo County.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
18.1 inches on January 27, 1967.
That is correct.
You see, that was the second. You know, I was thinking 78.
The first one was 78. It was the first one I thought of too, and then I looked up. I'm like, oh, I remember the 67 one too. And actually, that storm was a 3-day storm in 67. So that snowfall was measured at the Gull Lake Biological Station, now known as the Kellogg Biological Station, and so that was January 27th. The most snowfall in a 2-day period was the 2 days that ended on January 27th, 30.2 inches. And the most snowfall in a 3-day period went to the next day, the 28th of January 1967, of 31.2 inches. So if you think about that, the 2.5 feet in the 2 days, just a hair more the next day yet, but that's a lot of snow.
And you know what? That actually generated some discussion way back when, because the big argument was 78 bigger than 67?
Yes. Well, and it depends on how much wind we get, too, how much effect it is, and how warm the ground is. So usually that time of year, the ground's pretty cold. Actually, it's about the same time frame that the 78 happened, too, so by that end of January. End of January tends to be pretty stormy, snowy time period.
All that I know is that in the late 70s, I was jumping off my garage into snowbanks. Okay, that's all I can tell you. Judy, you're our big winner.
Well, thank you very much.
You betcha. $20 gift card to Waddell's. Can you hold on the line? I need to get some dirt from you.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. We'll get her on hold. And we'll be back in 70 seconds with more Nature Watch on WKZO.
Wild birds prefer the superior quality birdseed at Waddell's Nursery Florist and Garden Center. Waddell's carries 16 different varieties of birdseed, and because of the large volume they buy, Waddell's can offer you the best prices. Several of the birds' favorites are on sale this week, like thistle seed to attract finches, sale priced at just $16.48 for the 10-pound bag. You save over $3. Thistle sock feeders are on sale too for just $1.98. 50-pound bags of black oil sunflower are on sale for $24.98. Apple Snack and Cherry Crunch suet cakes are only $1.48 each, or get a case of 12 for $16.98. Tired of the squirrels stealing your bird's food? Get a squirrel baffle. Waddell's has several styles, all 25% off this week. See Waddell's.com for more specials on Hulled sunflower seed, peanuts, wildlife blend, and more. Waddell's Nursery Florist and Garden Center, the area's bird feeding headquarters for 78 years, on Texas Drive at the corner of Millam and 12th Street.
I like that it's local.
WKZO. More local news on the radio than any other station in town. And online, too, at WKZO.com.
846, Judy in Kalamazoo, our big winner of a $20 gift card to Waddell's as Nature Watch rolls on. I'm Jim. He's Gary.
Yes, that's what my shirt says.
Yeah, I read your shirt. That's how I knew. And also, we're getting close to Christmas, and if you know Gary, then then you're aware. If you're a Facebook friend, then you're definitely aware as well. This is our Santa lookalike. He's gearing up for the season. Trust me.
Oh yeah, gotta keep the face warm.
Yeah.
So some neat events coming up this next week. Actually, next couple of weeks. Monday night there's a Michigan Botanical Society Southwestern chapter meeting. They're going to be talking about bringing back the burn as far as controlled burns inside the work and roadblocks of prescribed fire. And Michelle Richards from the Michigan Army National Guard is going to be presenting that, and that is at Western Michigan University. So if you go to Michigan Botanical Society, the Southwestern Michigan chapter, and go on their calendar, you can find all the details. That starts at 7 p.m., and it is at Wood Hall.
Oh.
The Kalamazoo Area Wild Ones have a meeting next Wednesday, and that is, they're talking about local ecological.
Spit it out, dude.
Need some more coffee to untie the tongue. Local ecological knowledge and revised storytelling for biodiversity conservation.
I feel your pain. Don't worry.
Dr. Lynn Heasley from Western Michigan University is going to be presenting that. That's starting at 6:30 at the Portage District Library. She is an environmental historian and writer and a sustainability educator at Western Michigan. On Thursday, Kalamazoo Area Wild Ones have another Pints and Native Plants, and that is at Brewery Outre. So check out their website, KalamazooWildOnes.org. Next Friday, talking about getting into the Christmas season, Waddell's has their Christmas open house on Friday and Saturday. So Friday, 4 to 6 p.m., Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and
So
they're going to have some special Christmas sales kickoff.
So you're going to need to shotgun out of here right away next Saturday. I
got elves to help out.
Yeah.
And so
okay.
So this next weekend.
Oh, that's right. You're Santa. I forgot.
I have elves. So but the neat thing is on Friday night at 6 p.m. they're going to light up the big Christmas tree in the parking lot. And that's always a fun event because it's actually pretty impressive, all those lights on there. So that is at 6 p.m. this coming Friday. And they're going to actually have some Christmas carols being performed by the Mall City Voices, and there's going to be hot cocoa available.
Oh.
So nice evening, take the kids out, bring the family out, take advantage of some early Christmas sales, get some of that early shopping done, and then you can just enjoy the season. We have a sort of tight time frame between Thanksgiving and Christmas this year because Thanksgiving is so late. So something to keep in mind. And the following Monday, so about a week and a half away from here, the 24th of Monday, the Audubon Society Kalamazoo has a meeting at the People's Church on North 10th Street, and you can check out at their website, Audubon Society of Kalamazoo. They're talking about how to attract bluebirds, Michigan bluebirds. And they're also going to have a Zoom link that's going to be posted very shortly before the meeting, and they will also record so they can see that if you can't attend one way or another, you can go to their website and see that recording. And should be pretty interesting. It's geared for all ages, so if you want to have a fun family activity with the kids and that, maybe get them interested in birding, it'd be a great idea to take them out. Sort of an entertaining presentation. They have that starts at 7, basically 7 to 8. They start socializing at 6:30, and they have refreshments and snacks and beverages. They actually ask if you were going to be drinking coffee to bring your own coffee mug. Save a little bit on debris in that.
Oh, yeah.
So
absolutely.
Make it very environmentally friendly.
As I'm drinking out of a styrofoam cup right now. Okay. Yeah, just kick me. Something I do want to bring up because it's November 15th.
Yeah, so actually I'm going to talk about that. So
yeah, look at that segue. Look at that.
Nice segue, Jim. So actually, before we get into Michigan hunting,
okay,
today is Steve Irwin Day. So crikey, it's Steve Irwin Day.
No wonder I feel so Australian this morning. I was wondering why. Okay.
So Steve was very involved. His parents were dedicated to taking care of wildlife. His father was a herpetologist and wildlife expert. His mother was a wildlife rehabilitator, took care of injured and orphaned animals. And they actually opened up a park known as Beerwah Reptile and Fauna Park, and years later it turned into the Queensland Reptile and Fauna Park before it became officially known as the Australia Zoo. And that's actually where Steve met his wife, Terry, and they got married in 1992, and very shortly thereafter, the Crocodile Hunter series was created. And many of us remember seeing those shows with Steve doing all sorts of fun things and hearing his Australian accent and saying crikey quite often. He did meet Terry at the zoo. The first episode of Crocodile Hunter was filmed during Steve and Terry's honeymoon. And the show has been seen and enjoyed by over 500 million people in 130 different countries. And it helped actually to create awareness around the world about conservationism. We remember Steve was died actually in 2006. He was diving and was stung by a stingray, and so that stingrays can have a very poisonous barb on their tail, and that unfortunately did him in. But his family has carried on the tradition. Steve had discovered a new species of turtle in Australia. It's a very limited area. The botanical name for the scientific name for the turtle is the Alcea irwini. So you got his name on the turtle, which is pretty cool. Interesting fact about Steve. We remember Steve, wrestling crocodiles and everything else, snakes. He was reportedly scared of parrots.
What?
So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Well, that's because they talk back.
That might be. That very well might be. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Coming up on Monday is National Take a Hike Day.
But be careful of the guys in orange.
Right. So there are over 193,000 miles of trails on federal lands and 42,000 miles of trails on state land in the National Trails System. However, if you go out, wear hunter orange. So saw lots of vehicles parked out this morning coming on the way in. Hopefully they have a successful deer hunt.
Yeah.
And get the population down so the deer herd can stay healthy. I mentioned that because in Allegan County, they just confirmed a deer with chronic wasting disease.
Oh, no.
And so they have actually have some guidelines for hunters to get their deer checked. They have a little test kit that you can do, and make sure you stay safe with that.
And remember, it's law. You have to have your deer process checked, all of that fun stuff. So.
But make sure you wear orange if you're out and about. If you do that national hike, a trail day on Monday, maybe take some trails that are maybe a little more urbanized, so not so many hunters around or any hunters around.
Oh, there's plenty of urban right back
there's
here.
Plenty of Take a hike on Monday, but maybe make sure you're safe.
Right.
So if you're out, out and about any place, there's a chance hunters are around. Make sure you wear that hunter orange.
And remember, deer are going to be running, so it's not only out in the woods, out in the when you're out driving.
Oh no! So Thursday, I was coming home from Waddell's. I had a couple of meetings later on in the evening, and I was actually going home to change my clothes, and had to stop 3 times for deer to cross the road. They're already moving around. Last weekend at dusk, just deer everywhere. So when it starts getting dusk, be really cautious. You're going to be really moving around here the next week or so, just because of hunters pushing them out of areas that they're typically going to. So be very, very cautious especially when that light starts a little bit limited. And watch out for the hunters. Exactly. So make sure they stay safe too. So, unbelievable. Some years, opening day of firearm deer season is really snowy and cold. Sometimes it's rainy. It's like summer out there today. So.
Don't overstate it. It's not, actually, it is, if you haven't been outside, it is 58, but it is a little bit on the humid side, so it's like a cool humid.
Yeah, so actually there's a lot of dew on the roads this morning, and it's actually breezy out there, so it's supposed to be pretty breezy all day. The chronic wasting disease, that brings up a point because there are several other deer diseases too, so make sure you're very careful with that. If you're out and you're doing some yard work, then when I'll have those leaves cleaned up and that out of your yard, make sure you leave them in your landscape beds. I mean, as much as you can. The DNR had a little bulletin several years ago. They titled it "Don't Burn That Butterfly's Blankie," and basically it was saying leave that leaf litter in those beds as much as you can because there's a lot of beneficial insects, especially pollinators, that overwinter in that leaf litter. And there's also some of the other critters. There's a lot of bumblebees, native bumblebees that overwinter in that leaf litter. Some of the land reptiles, like the eastern box turtle, like that leaf litter too. So they have a very limited area that they roam in, so they pretty well stay in their home area. And so if they have that leaf litter that they're going to reside in, they really like that extra insulation for the winter. So if you have a chance, you get everything else taken care of. Pick up your leaves in the yard, but if you can, leave some piles of leaves here and there, and they work great for mulch and landscape beds too. And you do sort of a twofold purpose, and provide habitat and help keep the weeds down next summer.
Yeah, there you go.
So it, maybe save you a little bit of work this weekend. Nice weekend to do that. If you're thinking about doing some tree trimming, though, it's too warm, especially on oak trees. You want to be careful with that oak wilt disease, and that's very, very critical, even though we're past time frame when they typically say it's safe to trim. The temperatures are too warm. So one of the things that...
because growth could happen, right?
Right. Well, actually, with the temperatures, the oak bark beetle, which is actually the insect vector that spreads oak wilt disease, actually can smell that fresh cut oak up to about 7 miles away.
Oh, really?
And they are active in temperatures of 45 degrees or warmer. And so you really want to make sure that it's below 45 for a week within a week, when you're cutting, and for a week after, so those beetles don't spread that oak wilt disease. And after you're done cutting, make sure you get pruning sealer or something to cover up those cuts and clean your cutting tools. Sanitize those. Just to make sure you don't spread it, because that oak wilt can spread very rapidly. Within 2 or 3 years, it can kill a tree, and it will kill the adjoining trees because they root graft and talk to each other, and they share everything with each other. So if they get disease, they're going to share it with their neighbors. And
wild.
Well, heavy talk this morning, I know. But make sure you preserve those oak trees. We have enough other trees we've lost over the years. We don't need to affect all the oaks either. So we want to save those oak trees as much as we can.
Wow.
So get out and enjoy the weather.
Yeah.
Maybe watch a football game or two, or 3 or 4.
This is it, pretty much, for nice weather. So, yeah.
Yeah. So actually, we'll talk about that next week, maybe some extended forecast.
Yeah.
And
okay, Vicksburg, Portland, up in Portland, and Schoolcraft and Hanover Horton over in Horton. A couple of football games. Go cheer on the kids.
Yes.
There you go.
And I'm sure there's some radio stations you can tune in to pick those up.
They may be. Yeah, there you go. Gary, thank you.
So enjoy the weather. It's going to be a little colder next week. Little chance of snow, maybe on Tuesday. Yeah. Pretty chilly, and then it's sort of average temperatures.
We'll buy that.
And enjoy that for the next 2 weeks, because in about 2 weeks it's going to take a nosedive.
And thank you for listening to this edition of Nature Watch. Tune in each Saturday at 8:30 for Nature Watch right here on 590 and 106.9 FM WKZO.